Well, welcome back to Sty Times. It's great to see you folks out there. As always, hey, this evening's topic. Are they watching? Hey, guys, are you watching? I hope so. I hope so. Share it out, folks. Share it out. Yeah, come on. Share it out to Facebook. Share it out to Twitter, wherever. And this her and that her. Try it. Share it out. Would really appreciate it. Hey, I gotta take a look at who's over there in the chat quick. Um, Looks like we got a group over there saying hello, hello, hello. So I gotta shout some folks out. Um, Over there in the chat, King Bluto was the very first one in, and he was in very early when I first posted that I was going live tonight. And then Metal Music Maniac popped in. Awesome. Good to see you there, pal. And there's Kimberly Ferris. Hi. And Dean the Dancing Machine is in the house. And we got Allie Wilkes. That's my wonderful granddaughter. Oh, it is so good to see you, girl. I hope all is well for you. I hope all is going so well. And there's Kayla Ferris. Yes. Great group of folks out there in the chat. Great group of folks. Dean asked, Stipes, probably shoveling snow? Probably not. I ain't touching that snow until about this time tomorrow afternoon, if then, it may be Wednesday morning. Forecast says that we're supposed to be getting snow like this straight through till midnight tomorrow night. Not tonight, tomorrow night. So we got another 30 hours plus of potentially this snow. Right now, our porch, it's 3 steps to be at porch level. There's 2 steps below. You step off the porch, and there's 2 steps in the sidewalk. Right now, I look out the door, and the snow is level with the porch. You cannot tell that. If you didn't know, you would not think you'd think the porch was down on the ground, and you just walk off it. That's how deep the snow is. The sidewalk has 18-inch sides to it of snow where I snow blow, 18 inches high. You look all the way out to the street, you can't see the sidewalk. Now the wind is picked up. It's still snowing. Now the wind is picked up. And I looked out there just before I went live, and I can see on one side of where the sidewalk is, I can see that little ridge where the edge of the sidewalk, the top of that pile is. I can see a little ridge there because the wind is blowing some of the snow out of that. I walked to the back and I drove my truck into town. I needed smokes. I made it to the store where I get my smokes, and I was going to go to the grocery store too and get some things. And I realized the things I wanted to get aren't that important. I came straight back here, managed to get my truck back in the driveway. And where my son has his truck parked, the snow comes up to my knees just to walk past his truck. Yeah. So, no, I'm not moving any snow until this is done. Snow blowers parked up on the porch, and it's covered. It's all set, ready to go. I go to pull the cover off, start her up, and I drive it right off the end of the porch, start snowblowing. I anticipate it's going to take me between 2 and 3 hours just to snowblow what we usually snowblow out here. It'll take at least 3 hours. So I'm going to charge up, fire up my GoPros. I'm going to clip one to my hat when I go out snowblowing when this storm ends. But yeah, they're talking this continuing. It's going to take about a 3-hour break, they said. There'll be a window there. It should calm down and quit snowing, but only for about 3 hours. And then it'll kick back in at the same level it's been snowing since 4 o'clock this morning. So I see over there in the chat, we got Ben Kroll popped in. It's great to see you, Ben. And we got Timothy Parker popped in. That's awesome. It's great to see you, Tim. And we've got Raven the Blackbird. Great to see you, Russell. Allie said where she's at. And she's west of me and a little bit south. They're supposed to get 8 to 10 inches. They forecasted for us 10 to 16 inches. And I would say without any wind, we're at about 12 inches now. I would say we got close to 12 inches right now. But because of the wind, we got spots, like I said, snows up to my knees, man. And of course, that's got to be everywhere where I snowblow, is where the deepest snow's at. Oh, well. I'm lucky, Ellie says, ooh, no thanks. Haha. Well, I'm fortunate because, I'll dress for it, that's for sure. But I like the snowblow. I don't mind snowblowing. It's the cold wind that I don't like. And so it won't be that bad of a deal for me. I'll enjoy it. I'll get enough enjoyment out of snowblowing that it'll be worth it. So let's get on with this evening's topic. Dean. Yes, I'll add that. It's a dry, fluffy snow, kind of soft snow. There's no moisture to speak of in it because right now it's 15 degrees and it went up 2 degrees in the last hour. Well, now it's 5 o'clock, evening setting. It's going to start dropping off again. So, and tomorrow the high is only supposed to be 10 degrees. So I don't have to worry about wet, heavy snow to work with. That'll really help. Native Kutsa is in the chat saying, I'm going to be watching. She's got them old eyeball emojis up there. Yeah, great to see you, girl. Talking about snow makes my knees hurt. Me devil, gets the old joint stiff, don't it? And I see Lori Sheba Beast in the house. That's great to see you. Couldn't find where you can comment in Facebook. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with lives on Facebook. I do know I go to both Facebook and YouTube. I can see the chat over on the Facebook, and I have had people leave comments in it, but I'm not sure if you're watching how that's set up. So, yeah. So, anyway, this evening's topic. Now, hopefully I won't upset anybody out there. And I have upset people with this topic in just socializing, and we get on the topic. I've upset people with it. Because I'm, in a sense, I'm a surist or a realist. I try not to live on people saying, well, I think, or saying, I know. If any of those aren't backed up with solid fact, if it's real. Otherwise, I just consider it conversation. It's not something to worry about, nothing to change my life over just because somebody thinks something. Well, on this issue, are they watching? With a question mark. If it said they are watching, it'd have an exclamation point. So why do I have a question mark? And why did I word it as a question? It's because built in that 3-word question are 3 other key questions. Who? Okay, first of all, we'll start with the R. Are they watching? Okay, there's question number 1. Are they? Are they? Are they really watching? Second question, they. Who's they? With a question mark. Who's they? Who is watching if they are? Third question, watching. Are they watching us? We're going to start with the first question. Are they watching us? All right. This is where some folks, boy, it rubs them the wrong way. They don't want to hear it. But I'm sorry. It is the absolute truth. They probably, depending on who they are, they probably are not watching. Oh boy, I have people jump right down my throat. They're watching you, Sty. You better learn, boy. You're blind. You're just being foolish. They are watching you. They're watching what you're doing every day. They know where you go, what you do. They are watching you. Are they actually watching me? Well, in the past, I've worked with and was involved with many investigations that required surveillance. They're not watching you. They could care less about you. If you think they are the government, okay? The government doesn't have any interest in you unless you gave them something to be interested in. Just living your daily life doesn't make them interested in you. You go out there, you get parking tickets, speeding tickets. Oh, I got drunk driving. Oh, yeah, I got charged with disorderly conduct because I got in a fight at the bar. They're watching me, I'm sure of it. Oh, man, they're watching everything I do now. No, they are not. No, they are not. If anything, they're hoping that they don't catch you again. Yeah, but we'll probably hear about them again. They're not watching you. They could care less. They don't have the time and or the resources to be watching you. So they are not watching you. Oh, yes, they are. That the government does that. They watch everybody. All right. Let's talk about fact and being realistic. There's over 300 million people in the United States. It is estimated that it would take 1.15 million trained, qualified individuals working 8 hours a day, 7 days a week to just basically provide a glancing oversight of all of us. Do you think they're paying 1.15 million people $15 to $30 an hour to sit and keep close eye, each one of them watching 300 people? No, they're not. So why is anybody watching me or watching you? If they are watching you, what did you do? What did you do to draw that attention to you that they need to watch you? I do my best not to draw that kind of attention. If you're not a risk to the government or its politicians or its bureaucracy, if you're not a threat to that, I mean literal threat, not just because you say I don't like them and I don't trust them, and that don't matter to them. They could care less if you like them or don't like them. They don't care. But it's if you're out there saying, I'm going to do something to them. Whoa, wait a minute. Maybe we should keep an eye on him for a while. Nimmy pun. We are watching you, Sty. Thank you. But unless you create yourself as a person of interest to the powers in place, they don't care about you, and they don't have the resources, they don't have the assets to apply to watch you as an individual. So, there you got it. No, don't tell me the government's watching you. No, they are not. And they say, well, if the crap hits the fan and there's all this social distress, they're going to be watching you. No, they're not. They don't have time or assets to watch each of us during something like that. All of their time and effort's going to be going into the assets that they need to try to keep law and order. They don't want nobody sitting behind a desk tracking individuals in the middle of a crisis. No. I'm sorry, but it feels good. Oh, I'm in the middle of this KGB spy conspiracy thing because they're watching me. No, they're not. They aren't watching you. No. Okay. Oh, that government, right? Government. So where does the question come from? Are they watching you? Now we talked about one of the theys. Who are they? The government is one that can watch you, and that's quick. That adds to the question. Can they watch me? Oh, yes, they can. The technology is there. The technology is there. I mean, it even goes way beyond the government. But in my career, we had the security system at the one administrative offices that I was a chief financial officer for, right from my desk. Now, we had parking lots that were a half mile away from the actual workplace. Right from my desk, off my desktop computer, I click, 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 pull up the cameras for that parking lot a half mile away. Pick a car out of that parking lot, zoom in on it, and I got a nice side view of it, and I can tell you what make it is. I can figure out what year it is. Look at that car, And then I go, but that's a suspicious car. We've never seen that one in that lot before, and you have to be an employee here to have a car in that lot. I should have them run a check on that car. Couple of clicks of the mouse, and I tell those cameras, find me a camera that'll give me a 90-degree view of the current camera shot I'm looking at. It finds a camera that can give me a 90-degree shot. It might give me the front, might give me the back. And if that isn't a good enough picture, I'll say, give me opposite. And what it does is it finds a camera on the other side of the vehicle. I get the front or back. I got a joystick right on my desk, and I just go zzz, zoom in on that sucker. And you're looking at the license plate full screen on your screen, plain as day. Guess what? That camera is more than a football field away from where that car's parked. Okay, now I've actually sat in the office and watched them through satellite zoom in, and there's the name and the street number on somebody's mailbox. And it's coming from damn satellites thousands of miles up there going around the face of the earth. The Facebook user, it's Mark Dibble over there in Facebook's saying, is this working? Yes, it is working. Joe W. Life Adventures is over there, says, nah, it's not working. And he goes, LOL. Yeah, it's working, guys. I see your comments over on Facebook. Yeah. And the reason I can tell who it is over on Facebook is because they're Facebook users. You aren't seeing it in our chat over here because they didn't. You have to actually go in there and say that it's all right for StreamYard to show who you are. So hey, Joe W. sent me a friend request over at Facebook. I'll take care of you in a bit here, but so okay, let's get back to this. The they. All right, who's the other they? Money makers. I call them money makers because it can be corporate. It can be as small as a small mom and pop operation. It could be drug lords. Guess who's watching you, man? It's all the big money people in the world. Government ain't got the assets or the time to do it, but these big money people do. And it's an investment for them. They watch you. Perfect example. Everybody says, Sty, they'll know where you are when the crap hits the fan because of your cell phone. It tracks wherever you are, wherever you go. And I said, well, if I was worried about that, I'd go to a local gas station, top off my truck because I'm going to head out in the boonies. I don't want anybody to know where I am. And I take that cell phone, turn it on, make sure it's fully charged. I look around, throw it in the back of a pickup truck that's got, I live in Wisconsin. I look around for a pickup truck that's got like plates in Illinois, and I'm heading to North Dakota. I throw it in the back of his truck, in the back box of his truck. Because that'll make everybody that says they're watching happy, because what would they be watching? They'd be watching me head for Illinois. But they're not watching. They don't care. They don't care. Why does that phone track everywhere you go and everything you do on it? For big money people. Think about it. They track, hey, E-Waste, Mike, and everything spicy buddies. Both of you, love you. Great to see you out in the chat. Now, think about it. You got GPS on your phone. Google. You go on there. Hey, Google, I want to find Arby's. You didn't tell Google where you are. You just say, I want to find the closest Arby's. Pops up. There's Google Maps, and it shows you the route to the nearest Arby's. Well, how could it do that? Well, it's because it knows where you are. All right. But guess what you just did? Ching, ching. Arby's is happier than snot. Now, hang tight, because your email is probably going to get loaded up with Arby ads for the next 90 days. Now, people track that for marketing purposes. You drive the same route every day back and forth to work, and you're going past these big name chain restaurants, right? Or these big name sporting goods dealers or whatever. They look at your search history and the things you do, and they find, what do you like and where do you go? And they go, oh, well, look at, he's going past this store all the time. And we have a contract with them to help market them. So guess what? We're going to take that information about you, because they're watching you. We know he goes past there every day, twice a day. Send them some ads. Kick them some junk mail with coupons in it. They are watching you. The corporate world. They're the ones that are watching you. And they lie through their teeth. Well, we don't watch your emails. That's against the law. Well, of course it's against the law. But you don't think they are? I've emailed people about a specific product at a specific store, and they've told me, they said, ever since we talked about that, now I get all these ads from there. And I never used to get ads from it. Well, how the heck did they know we were talking about it? It was emails. It's because they are watching us. The corporate world is watching us, not the government. Not the government. And that actually scares me more, because they actually adjust and change and affect social activity by watching us. The government's not doing it. It's the big money world that's doing it. Valerie's over in Facebook with the eyeballs too. That's cool. I'm glad you're using the Facebook live stream also. I'm glad you're using both sources. There's Lawn Dog out in the chat. It is great. The surveillance is not for the surveillance. I'm not going down there. I won't get into that discussion or argument with anybody in the chat or anybody that messaged me after the fact. I won't go there. It was part of my field. I'm not going there. I'm just not going there. The government is not tracking and watching every move you make. They say, oh, yes, they are. NSA can access anything about you. Is the data there? Yes. Are they looking at it? No. The government couldn't give a hoot. The only thing they're really looking for is for polling purposes. They're trying to see how many liberals we have, how many conservatives we have. What are the voting stats here, voting stats there? What's the census fluctuation? That's what they're looking at, is mass information. They're not looking at Sty North. They're looking at Sty North's information buried in 300 million sources of information. But corporate America wants each and every one of us. They want to know where we're going, what we're doing, what our likes are, what our dislikes are. They want to know everything they can about all of us. And then they market to us individually. So a lot of times when people want to come up with governmental conspiracy, they're watching us. They're almost right, but it's not the government that's watching you. It's big money that is watching you. And big money likes to meld and mold our activities, especially our spending activities. If we change our spending habits, it's great for them. Hey, Rain Dancer, it is awesome to see you, girl. Awesome to see you. Second Star, I was watching your stream there, brother. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Great discussion over there, Second Star. Google. Oh, Google, Scott. Google knows more about you and me than you and I do. There's things that Google knows about me that I don't pay attention to. I don't notice. Google knows what my habits are. Google's keeping track of everywhere I go through Google. Anything that is attached to Google, Google knows that I've been there. And I mean, plain and simple, I buy a lot of things off of Amazon. And I get on Amazon, I get all these suggestions. Oh, maybe you're interested in this or this. And I'll get a few emails from Amazon saying, hey, this is on sale. That ain't nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. I'll get upwards of 300 social promotional emails. And thank God they go in a promotional tab, but so I can just page after page delete them. But I'll get upwards of 300 offers for products that all relate to camera equipment, microphones, computer equipment, anything studio related, and or camping, hunting, fishing. Because that's what I purchase off of Amazon, those types of things. But these are all third party. That's because Amazon and Google, not only do they know our information and track what we do, they sell it. They sell it to marketing. You can buy batches. I used to do it myself. I had a brokerage business where I sold boats. I never saw any of these boats in person. They were all sold online. Where did I get my buyers? I bought my buyers. I'd go to a marketing broker. I'd purchase a big bulk database of all these potential new boat owners out there. And then I'd blanket attack all those people. And I'd get my sales off of those people. They've been doing that for ages, guys. Doing it for ages. Businesses that have a lot of people involved and a lot of data on them, they sell that data. They can make money off of knowing what you do. So they sell it to people that want to sell you things. That's what's going on. Who are they that are watching you? It's the big money people. It's the people that want to make money. That's who's really watching you. A hell of a lot more than the government ever could. Because the government doesn't have the assets or the resources. And I have people say, oh no, they'll just tax us more. All right, like I said, the studies have already been done. And it's in the area of surveillance that they did them specifically. 1.15 million full-time employees would be required to monitor us on an individual basis, monitor each one of us and where we are and what we're doing. It's not going to happen. Yeah, Lawn Dog, you're absolutely right. Hey there, Roland from Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance MBA. I want to tell everybody he's out there in the chat and check his channel out, man. Love the guy. Love the guy. He's real people. He's real people. Love the guy. I mean, Dibble says they can try to sell me something. All I can say is good luck. And see that I'm that way. I'm that way. Yeah, go ahead, try to sell it to me because you're wasting your breath. The Aquatic Nest, it is great to see the yeah, you know, the thing is it's just human nature. Somebody's out to get us. 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 But now society has come to the government's out to get me. The government's out to get me. The government's out to get me. Now the government may be out to affect the whole populace or a class of people, but they're not out to get just you. It's not cheap to surveil a person on a regular, steady basis. I know that for a fact. I was involved in them. We had to keep time and expense records on surveillance. And they'd say, no, it's not cost worthy. We're going to pull you, put on a different assignment. It's not this huge governmental. They're watching each and every one of us daily. That's BS, guys. That's BS. It's not true. Live your lives, man. Unless you know that you did something that's going to draw their attention and make you a person of interest to them, they're not going to waste their time. Are they collecting the data? It's like I said earlier, they probably are. They probably have it all already. The technology's there. They haven't got time to pull you out of that huge amount of information and then surveil you, unless you drew attention to just you. And that's kind of hard to do. We're a little over halfway here, guys. I have got to shout out my channel members. This takes less than 50 seconds. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. I'll be watching you. Stay put. Sorry about that, guys. My Stream Deck, I'm restructuring my Stream Deck, and that button was in the wrong spot. I'll be fixing that tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, so I do all kinds of in-house studio technical stuff. So I thought I had that fixed this morning, but no. Well, I fixed it. I added a couple of hotkeys, but I ended up messing up the order of my keys, and I usually use my Stream Deck by memory, and I hit that button, and I'm going, that ain't it. All right. So I did notice Lawn Dog had said, does the government really care about spending money? That only comes into play possibly when you get into the state government, maybe. Well, I'm not talking about money when I say the government can't afford to surveil each and every one of us. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about assets. It would take 1.15 million people to surveil each and every one of us individually. That's what you can't afford. The bodies. There aren't enough bodies. And the amount of cash resources required, would the government care? Yes, they would. They absolutely would. It would be billions upon billions of dollars of payroll you're kicking out for 1.15 million employees. It would trigger a civil war instantly if you said you were going to hire 1.15 million employees. Now, I've had people say, oh, no, computers can do all that. They don't need employees. The computers are already doing it. They're collecting all that data. No, I'm talking about someone to read it. Your computer can sit there and run 24/7 every second of the day. But if there's not someone there to take in that information from the computer's just running. It isn't accomplishing anything. So yeah, there's when I say there's a cost, it goes actually beyond dollars. It's assets. It's material assets. The human body that has to be in that position, the equipment that has to be provided for that human body. And there's a lot that plays into it, a lot that goes there. The equipment does that. They're not going to come up with 1.15 million computer workstations for these employees without the whole country going in an uproar because of what they would have to do for a tax base, or the fact they'd have to go to China and borrow the damn money again. Morons. So anyway, back on to, are they watching us? Are they watching? Well, like I said, unless you actually gave them a reason, they got no interest. Rain answer is right. Humans feed the computers the data. I used to tell my staff that all the time. They come to me and they'd say, I'd be reviewing some books that they were keeping for a division that we did the accounting for, and I'd review their books and I go, oh boy, there's a problem. They're out of balance. I give them a call, bring them in my office, and they say, no, not my fault. Computer did it. Don't blame the machine. You had to have put the data in it. And it's designed, and it's already been proven. It just takes what you give it and puts it back out, laid out in a different format. So the rule, and that's always been my rule with a person that their data entry position, garbage in, garbage out. That's it, quality in, quality out. Don't blame the computer. Don't blame it. And be willing to admit that, no, I must have done something wrong. And 9 out of 10 times I'd go in and I'd look and it would pop out. Well, and that's why I was a CPA, because I would see those. It would pop out and I go, there it is, transposition error. It just got a couple of numbers turned around and it threw the balances all out. It's the right number in the wrong order. That's all, But right away they want to blame the computer. The computer ain't going to you're not going to say it's $55.50, and it's not going to say it's $50.55. No, it's going to repeat what you just told it. Unless the software is totally effed up, then why would you be using that in the first place, right? Me dibble, you're saying it exactly right. They do whatever we tell them to do. If you tell them to do the wrong thing, computer's willing. So we kind of pounded on, are they watching? Yes and no. Yes and no. So when somebody says they're watching, I'd say, yeah, you're pretty well right. Yeah, they are watching. They're watching you, they say to me. I say, guess what? I don't think so. They ain't got the time, the will, or the need to watch me as an individual, because me as one person, I am not a threat to the government, to the political body, the bureaucrats, their little system. Me as a person, just an individual, provide no threat to that whatsoever. I'm not providing, there's nothing there, no red flags that say, I think he's a serial killer. I've given them no flags where they're willing to invest any kind of time or effort or assets into watching my activities. No, they're not gonna. People say, oh, but the shit hits the fan. They're gonna be looking at you and they're gonna see you had your cell phone and you took off out in the boonies, and they're gonna know, because they know everything. They'll know how many guns you got, how many vehicles you got, how much food you got. They know, and they know all that stuff about you. And they're going to come out there and they're going to nab you up or kill you and take all your stuff. And how am I supposed to stop them? Oh, well, you got all these guns and stuff. I tell you what, one little Tomahawk missile, and they go, well, we don't have to watch him anymore, do we? It don't matter how many damn guns they got. Get real. Get real. I just tell people all the time, get real and deal with real problems, real issues, things that are in your bubble. Deal with those. Quit thinking way out here, so far out of the box that you're out of your mind, believing they're watching every second of your day for ill intent, for governmental reasons. That's baloney. That's just not true. It's just not. And people say, I can prove it. And I go, no, you can give me BS proof. You can't give me hard fact proof. You can give me BS proof, a lot of opinions and a lot of I thinks, but it's not true, guys. And if you live that way, more power to you if you want to believe that and you want to live that way. I'm happier than that. I like living a happy life, and I'm not paranoid, and I don't, oh, what was that? They're watching me. I think I heard someone at the door. No, I don't live that way. I don't live that way. Are they watching me? The other part of that is, do I care? If they're so powerful, they can watch me. Then why sit around and whine about it? How am I going to stop them? Do I have their resources, their technology, everything they have? And I can use it against them. Defend myself. There ain't a lot I can do about it if they are watching me. Unless I want to give up the cell phone. Now they can't track my cell phone. Oh, no. Oh, no. My truck has OnStar. They'll know wherever my truck is. Yeah. So why? If they are watching me as an individual, as one person out of 300 million, they're so interested in Sty North that they got to watch me. I just wait till they come and do whatever they're going to do, because there ain't nothing I can do about that. There's something that I did to draw that attention, Yeah, she said, Chris, I love that. That's a good comment. My opinion proves that you're wrong. I love it. I love it. That's great. It's just are they watching? That goes back to caveman days, man. You always had that feeling somebody's watching me. There's something in the woods keeping an eye on me. And we're having Travis Augustine over there at Facebook. That's a great comment. They can watch me all they want. I'm pretty boring, LOL. Now, Rain Dancer said that earlier. Yeah, they want to watch me. They're going to be pretty bored. Totally understood there, Travis, over there at Facebook, saying that I haven't been around much. Life has been crazy lately. That's been crazy for a lot of people, buddy. Totally understood. Totally understood. Send my love to Stephanie and the girls and your boy, and to you too, my friend. And we'll catch up. We'll catch up. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But when I look at the whole issue of are they watching, it didn't take me long to start saying, okay, let's assume they are. They're watching everything I do. And it's like these other two said. They're either very bored or they're laughing their butts off. They're saying, boy, did he goof up there. Oh, why'd he do that? Or they're saying, he shouldn't eat at that place so often. That's not good for you. Or somebody sitting there and saying, how dare him live? How dare him be normal and just go through life? For the most part, it's just not worth watching us individually. It's worth it when they can attach you to a group or to a, and when I say a group, it could be two or more that is suspected to be willing or able and has the opportunity to inflict a change in things that they don't want you doing. Now, that's a reason for them to watch you. Now, the thing that people don't realize, if you bring that kind of attention to yourself, and I know this from personal involvement, if someone brings attention to themselves, it requires that someone says, in a governmental body, we need to surveil that person. Guess what? That person that brought that attention to themselves, now guess who's being watched? They are being watched. Their family is being watched. And all associates. All right. When I say all associates, that means anybody that's in contact with them. And they called it reoccurring contact. It's not like, oh, well, he saw that person one time. They could care less. He saw that person 15 times in the last month, but yet he has no relationship with that person other than them getting together. And it's always the same kind of thing. It's always they meet at a local restaurant, they have lunch together, and it's been 15 times in the same month. But because they're looking at that one, they're looking at that other as might be involved with why we're looking at this one. That guy might be involved with that through association. So we're going to determine whether he is actually involved with that. And so they'll look at that individual just enough to determine, is it in relation to why we're looking at this person? If it has nothing to do with why they're looking at that person, this other associate, this person that through association they looked at, doesn't have anything to do with that issue. They go, oh, okay. They go on the silent associates list. They stay on the list, but they quit watching them. They're not going to use the resources to watch somebody that had nothing to do with the issue you're trying to get the information on. The only problem is that's a huge circle. If they're watching you, I know of one case where we had an individual placed on close surveillance. We had 118 associate surveillances going on. 118 different individuals that were in a regular, reoccurring contact with this individual. And we had to determine whether anybody in that group of 118, that included family and outside of the family, if any of those had to do with the issue in which we were surveilling the one. So all of those people were being watched. They were being watched unknowingly. They didn't know that we were watching them. And if they suspected they were being watched, I don't think they suspected they were being watched for the issue we were watching that one person for. Yeah, I would not. I wouldn't worry about being watched. unless I had a reason to be. Now you go back to the World War II era, well, under any dictatorship, actually, if they're watching, guess what? You'll be ghosted, man. If they don't like what you said in the conversation or did, you'll just disappear. And we all know what that means. Here, too many people are so suspicious, they don't make people. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the general policy is we don't make people just disappear. We get the goods on them, and we might throw the book at them 3 times heavier than anybody else, but no, they don't ghost you. They don't ghost you. You got to be a pretty big problem to be ghosted here in a free country, but under a dictatorship of any or a fascist country, you're going to be risking yourself of just being ghosted. But to wrap up, are they watching? My last question: do I care? Well, when someone asks, "Don't you care about the fact they're watching?" I tell them, "Do I care? No, I don't care. Watch. I don't care. Go ahead and watch. I got a YouTube channel. Why don't you come over there and watch? You'll help me out. But if you want to watch, go ahead and watch, because I'm not aware of anything that you're going to see that shouldn't be, right? So go ahead. I don't care. Do I like knowing that they may be watching me? No, I don't. I don't like it. I don't like the idea that they're collecting information on me. I don't like them using that information to try to influence how I purchase things. I don't like that. I don't like any social engineering. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like things a little more black and white. And like I said, I tell people, they go, "Oh, you're a purist. You want everything to be just pure and perfect." No, I am not a purist. No way in a cold day in hell that I'm a purist. No way. I'm a surist. No, I'd probably do a Sty Times just on that topic of being a surist versus a purist. But I'm a surist. Certain things are certain. They're sure. Why aren't we doing things that are certain and sure? I believe that's the way things should be. Things shouldn't be out there. Everything is just nothing but smoke and mirrors and kind of in a haze of gray. Life would be so much simpler and so much straightforward if you were sure about specific things. And that's where, are they watching? We don't know if they're watching me as an individual or not. But it's always in the back of your mind. Are they actually watching? Wonder. Why do we even have to carry that baggage? If they are watching, fess up to it. If they aren't watching, fess up to it. If they're watching some of us, but not all of us, fess up to it. But you hear a little bit of all of those from all over. And I'm sure and I believe all 3 levels are happening daily, but they're not happening to the individual, counting every person in our world. Everybody's watched every day. I don't believe that is happening. I don't see, and that's where the surest comes in. I'm sure they're not. The resources don't exist. And that would be out. You can't have 1 million+ people watching 300 million people with without one of those people going out there and having loose lips. We'd know about it. It would be clear as a bell. Because out of 1 million people, even if 1% of them had loose lips, boy, the word would be out. Yeah. Dean says it's all in the clouds. That's yeah. Don't use the cloud. It's getting crowded up there. They're putting all of it in the cloud. Hey, it's been a great show, folks. Great, folks. I hope I didn't upset anybody. The I don't mind them keeping data on me. It's when they use that data to try to mold me or get me to do something that I haven't asked to have done to me. That's the only time I don't like it. So, are they watching? Let them watch. I don't care. I just hope they're not following me to the John, I prefer they don't watch there. That's a private place. Gotta have some place in your home that's private, right? It's been awesome today, guys. Hey, look forward to seeing you at the next Sty Times. That'll be Monday, or it is Monday. Dumb bum. It'll be Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. No, it's 5 p.m. See how screwed up I am? I had my stream deck screwed up today. 5 p.m. Wednesday night. You'll see the next topic in the closing credits. And right the day after that, Thursday night around the campfire. Hope to see you all there. I want you all to take good care of yourself. I got to go take a look at how much snow I got during the last hour and get ready for tomorrow when I got to do a lot of work. So there we go, guys. Take care of yourselves. Sty loves you. Thanks for being here at Sty Times, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.